Hello, it's me again, just with another video. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, but this is just gonna talk about a few little, inconsistencies and things, and a few little, things that they can't really seem to make up what kind of model their flat Earth is. Now, I'm not going to delve into, the more recent kind of things like the argument with Sly Sparkane and Dr. Zach about the eclipses, even though Dr. Zach asked for people to, point out his mistakes. When that was done, he then acted like a little kid and started moaning and moping like a child. And then Antonio himself tries to say, and Dr. Zach was right, which we all know. I think we can all agree that Dr. Zach has been shown how much of, pretty much how correct he has been over the past, over a year or so. I would highly recommend watching Sly Sparkane's videos. They're a great watch with a lot of really good information in. Now, I want to make this perfectly clear, okay, in terms of, let's just say, conspiracies like they say the fake moon landings and all this kind of stuff. Let's just put it this way. If it came out tomorrow that the moon landings were faked, that wouldn't change the shape of the Earth. It really wouldn't. Now, I don't believe the moon landings were faked, but I'm just saying if they were, okay? Because let's just put it this way. If they did have reasons for it back then, it was due to, let's say, money purposes, to make America look good, because we all know they were very patriotic, well, they still are, but they all, make America look great again. America wanted to show how powerful they were and how innovative they were, and to get there before Russia and all this kind of thing, to show how much better they were. Due to lack of technology, they did what they did. But, that's not what this video is about. Because, even if that did come out, that wouldn't change the shape of the Earth at all. Okay? Right. So I'm going to start off with the kind of concept that they live under a dome. Okay? So, this is the kind of generally accepted sort of thing between many religious fundamentalist flat earthers, that we have a dome. There's a few little problems with this, with many other videos that many of them have done. Now I'd like to point out, let's just put it this way, where Richard E. Byrd went to the South Pole and apparently he documented what he saw, which in my opinion, he pretty much got lost and stumbled on probably some lower islands, near New Zealand or Argentina or things like that. And there was no, because how if he found new islands, and was able to get back, he would have been able to map his way there. But there's a problem with this. If there's a dome and the ice wall is there, how can there be more land past it? Okay? And if there was a dome, this unpassable dome that you people say that we can't pass, how was he able to get to these new lands past the ice wall? See the inconsistency I'm talking about here. And you go on to pictures like this, the ice wall and everything. But then you go on to, let's say, things like this, where some people have seen these halos and they've used a glass bowl, and this demonstrates that there is a dome. But like I said, this kisses goodbye the argument that there's more land that way. And also, if it's an infinite plane, that must mean that there can't be a dome. Well, there can't be a dome at all if it's an infinite plane, because there'll be nowhere for the dome to touch down. I mean, yes, you can probably bring up... where did I put those images again? Ah, there we go. Like, things like this. And that's what some people say, oh, there's more there. But people are seeing reflections of the dome around here. So how big is this dome, you might add? They don't know. And they will not answer this question. All we get is the same old questions time and time again. Why can't we see any satellites? Why can't we feel the Earth move? Why can't we see stars? Why doesn't the Earth appear to be spinning? It should be a blur. All that rubbish crap that's already been explained about a million times. So they need to come up with a kind of model that fits well through everything they believe. And I'm sorry, but they can't. Because if there's a dome like this, that means even if there was land this way, we can't get there because this unpassable dome will block us. And then you get to like this image again, and if there is a dome, kiss goodbye to the other land. And I'm kind of repeating myself here, but you know what I mean. So these are two little things that they can't explain. Okay. So let's move on to, like, let's say stars. Okay. Let's move on to the stars. There's no stars here. Oh, there they are. Part of the conspiracy. But their movement of the stars don't match up to what we see. Now, people should say that, oh, you can see, like, let's go into this, right? Here's the Southern Cross. Okay? Here's the Southern Cross, right here. Now, I've got this Southern Cross in South America. I'm going to go over here to the bottom end of South Africa. And here's the Southern Cross still. I'm going to go over here to Australia. And there's still the Southern Cross. Okay? And I would like to point out that it's in different angles. So if you come over here, it's pretty much upside down. So it's not, I would imagine if there's a dome and the movement there that is generally the accepted movement, if there's a dome and let's say the North Pole star is directly above us, we would see everything move like this. But we don't see that. But they still keep on bringing, the star trails up that somehow it proves. Okay, where is the Southern Cross again? There we go. So, like, if it would be, this would only make sense if it did do this. Because, that would explain, well, this is why we see the Southern Cross in other places, so it comes back around. But if you probably mapped where the sun was during the day, the Southern Cross would still be there. And, on their model, it's impossible to see it at the same time. Because, let's put it this way. That means people looking this way, and this way, looking south from each of those directions, are all looking in a different direction. However, there's always been, I've lost the thing now, there's always been footage, let's say from Argentina and South Africa and Australia, of stars spinning around the celestial south. There is no, pole star there. Let's say, what's the name of it? It's Polaris Australis, probably named after Australia in some way. And this is the observable kind of pole it rotates around. So the movement is not possible on this. And I can debunk right now, being an infinite plane, from when you follow the stars going east. And I think I've done this before, but you know what I mean. Let's go to the equator. And I'm going to go east, right? And I'm going to go forward in time. Okay? So here is the constellation Alpha Sextantis. Right, okay. So, let's go a couple of hours. Or a whole day for that matter. And there it is. So I'm going to go around now to the west. And I'm going to go forward a few hours. And there it is. Alpha Sextanis. Now I'm going to keep on going until it goes down. These are going in direct lines above your head, in essentially a straight line. Let's go east again. Keep on going forward. I've gone over this many times, and this is observable. You can do this. Star trails have been recorded from the equator looking east or west. Okay, so just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And there it is. So, you know, I'm sorry, Flat Earthers, but your model just doesn't add up. And all you people ever do is essentially, every time a certain topic or certain kind of way of debunking the Flat Earth comes to fruition, you just dismiss it. Like Jeranism that tries to use maths. He was pointed out how rubbish he was at using maths. He then begins to dismiss maths, that math is not reality. Which, of course, that's bullshit. You know, gravity. Gravity alone destroys everything. But what they do is just dismiss gravity. Give them evidence, give them real photographs, they dismiss it. You know, give them telemetry, they dismiss it. You know, give them anything. Any proof they want, and they just dismiss it. You know, they say everything is CGI, you give them a real photograph, like I did with the Himawari 8. And they go, well, it's just CGI. Well, you know, you have to be stupid to think that's real. Well, you haven't given me any evidence in checking that it's CGI anyway. Okay? But like I said, this just doesn't add up. And it never will. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Something else with these, you know, how explain Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis is perfectly explained, you know, from the North Pole, or very close to the north and very close to the south. And it only happens there. You know? Now, there are many cases where the sun is directly above us, so if it's just like that, we would see them also in other parts of the world, but we don't. If you're very close to the north and you're very close to the south, let's say Argentina for the south and let's say Norway to the north, you see them. But what in the Flat Earth model helps you do that? Okay, so, you know, I'm not going to delve into much. I think I should advise you to go to Sly Sparkane video and watch his amazing debunking of Dr. Zach. You know. Oh, and by the way, if, you know, I like to comment on videos. Okay, I like comments. And I like to comment also. Okay, I welcome Flat Earthers to come here and give me comments and all this, you know, as long as it's respectful. I don't block anybody unless it's just worthy. You know, and it's quite, I find it quite funny that I've been blocked even though I've been perfectly reasonable many times. Okay? Now, if you're watching, I think you know who you are, Muck Scissorfists or Tim fucking Scissorfists. If you're fucking listening, keep away from my fucking channel, you ass. You immature little shitbag. You can talk like an immature fucking 9-year-old who's fucking, you know, gone on rage on Call of Duty as much as you want. I just don't care. Unless you want to talk constructive to me, do not bother. Do you understand me? And you might not be able to see this, alright, but I've got 2 fingers fucking sticking right up at you. Alright, have a nice day.